What if I told you the moment she betrayed you was the greatest gift you were ever given? You just don't see it yet, because right now you're stuck in the aftermath, staring at your phone, replaying the memories, wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth. You didn't lose her. You lost yourself a long time ago. She just mirrored it. Stoicism teaches us that external events don't hurt us. It's our interpretation that does. The breakup, the disrespect, the lies, they're not the enemy. Your attachment is. Your emotions are. And while you're down there, broken and questioning your worth, the universe is handing you the opportunity of a lifetime, the death of your weakness and the birth of your strength. This is the moment where you become untouchable, not by hiding your pain, but by facing it head-on and transforming it. This story, it's about a man who was destroyed by love and rebuilt by discipline. A man who stopped asking why she changed and started asking why he tolerated it. You want power? You want peace? Then stop begging for respect and start becoming someone who commands it. If you're ready to see the truth behind her betrayal and turn heartbreak into unbreakable power, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk the path of Stoicism. Let's get one thing clear. She didn't just randomly stop respecting you. That didn't come out of nowhere. Respect isn't taken. It's surrendered, slowly, one compromise at a time. You overlooked the red flags. You let the boundaries slide. You tolerated disrespect because you were afraid to lose her. And that's exactly when she started losing attraction. Stoicism teaches us that no one can degrade you without your permission. You were begging for love instead of commanding it. That's not strength. That's submission. He thought being nice, being available, being understanding would keep her. But to her, it was weakness dressed up as love. And weakness repels. You see, women don't fall out of love. They fall out of respect. And once that's gone, it's over. He was trying to prove his worth to someone who had already decided she was above him. The truth, he didn't need her validation. He needed his own. And once he started rebuilding that self-respect, from the gym to his goals to his silence, everything changed. This isn't about revenge. This is about returning to your throne. You don't teach people to respect you with words. You teach them by walking away and becoming so powerful they never get access again. If you're ready to become someone no one dares disrespect, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am my own validation. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your instructor. That heartbreak, that betrayal, it's the lesson you refused to learn when things were comfortable. He didn't become strong because he wanted to. He became strong because he was broken. Real transformation doesn't happen when you're happy. It happens when you're hurting. The Stoics didn't fear adversity. They welcomed it. They believed pain was the forge where character is built. And this man, he started to understand that. Every sleepless night, every unanswered message, every silent rejection wasn't punishment. It was preparation. He stopped seeing himself as the victim. Because victims stay stuck. But warriors adapt. They use the pain. They alchemize the betrayal into fuel. While she was out replacing him, he was busy replacing his old self. The needy one, the emotional one, the one who tolerated being chosen second. That version of him had to die for the stronger one to live. Dark psychology teaches us that most people avoid pain, but those who embrace it, those who sit with it, analyze it, extract the wisdom from it, those people rise. The world can't break a man who's been broken and came back sharper. If you're ready to stop avoiding pain and start learning from it, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "Pain is my power." She knew how to trigger him. The right look, the right words, the silence that screamed louder than any argument. And every time he reacted, she gained more control. That's how emotional manipulation works. Dark psychology exposes this truth. When someone can predict your reaction, they can puppeteer your mind. But the Stoics, they knew better. They believed emotion is the enemy of reason. He had to unlearn the idea that expressing every feeling was strength. It wasn't. It was slavery. He began to notice the patterns, how every argument was a trap, how every apology was just a reset to keep him invested. But instead of blowing up, he went silent. Instead of texting back, he deleted the thread. That's when the shift happened, when he stopped reacting and started observing. Because emotional control doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel deeply and choose not to be ruled by it. He became unreadable, calm, centered, and in that silence he found power. A power she couldn't manipulate, a power that made her wonder what changed. But it was too late. He had already chosen mastery over chaos. If you're ready to stop being emotionally hijacked and start moving with intention, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I respond. I don't react. Attachment is a prison. You keep yourself chained to someone who already walked free. He thought love meant holding on, chasing, convincing. But in Stoicism, love is only real if it's chosen in freedom, not desperation. So he let go. Not because he stopped caring, but because he started caring about himself more. That's the difference. Detachment isn't about being heartless. It's about being clear. Clear on what you deserve. Clear on what you'll never tolerate again. When he went cold, she noticed. Not angry, not bitter. Just gone. That energy shift, that's what scared her. Because detachment is powerful. It confuses people used to controlling you. They expect drama. They expect begging. But when you give them peace and distance, they panic. Because they realize they no longer have a grip on your soul. And that's when he became dangerous. Not in violence, in stillness, in control. No emotional outbursts, no explanations. Just boundaries reinforced with silence and a gaze she couldn't read. That's the kind of man who doesn't need to chase. He attracts. If you're ready to master detachment and become untouchable, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose clarity over chaos. He used to spend nights stalking her social media, wondering who she was with, reading between the lines of her captions like they held secret codes, chasing shadows, begging the past to make sense. But then he realized every minute he spent thinking about her was a minute stolen from his future. The Stoics didn't dwell, they acted, and so he stopped chasing and started building. He took all that obsession, all that pain, all that rage, and redirected it into the gym, into books, into business. He became a builder of himself, because nothing is more magnetic than a man on a mission. Women chase men with vision, with fire in their chest, not the ones waiting for a text back. You want power? Purpose is power. He made himself too busy to care, too focused to look back. He built a life so good, her name became irrelevant. That's not revenge, that's transcendence. And the irony? That's when she noticed. That's when she came back around. But he wasn't interested in being recycled. He was busy evolving. If you're ready to stop looking behind and start building something unshakable, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I build. I don't beg. He used to write paragraphs. He used to explain himself over and over, hoping she'd finally understand. But no matter what he said, it was never enough. because it was never about clarity. It was about control. And then he stopped speaking. No more calls, no more late-night explanations, just silence. And that silence, it echoed louder than every argument he ever had. The truth is, people expect noise, they expect emotion. But silence forces them to sit with themselves. And that's what she couldn't handle. She could handle the yelling, the crying, the desperate texts. But she couldn't handle his stillness. Because silence is the sound of a man who's finally done. The Stoics knew this. Words are cheap. Energy is currency. And when he withdrew his energy, she felt the loss. In that silence, he became mysterious, powerful. He didn't need to prove anything. He didn't need to respond. He just moved forward. And the less he said, the more she wondered. That's how you reclaim your worth. Not through words, but through distance. If you're ready to make your silence louder than your pain, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My silence speaks louder than my suffering. Eventually, she looked back. They always do. One day, the attention she chased won't hit the same. The excitement will wear off. And in the silence of her own choices, she'll remember the man who gave her loyalty, time, and love. But by then, he'll be gone. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. He won't hate her. He won't love her. He'll feel nothing. Because that's what growth does. It detaches you from what once had power over you. You see, she wasn't expecting him to evolve. She was expecting him to wait, to stay stuck. But instead, he became the man she always wanted. Too late for her to have. And now the tables have turned. She regrets. She wonders. She stalks. But it won't matter. Because he no longer needs her regret. He doesn't crave her validation. He's already forgiven her. Not for her sake, but for his own peace. That's the highest form of revenge. Not anger, not bitterness, indifference. He moved on so far, her memory can't even reach him. That's not cold, that's healed. If you're ready to level up so far that regret can't touch you, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My glow up is my closure. This wasn't just about her. It never was. She was the catalyst, but the transformation. That was always about him. The betrayal forced him to look in the mirror and ask the hard questions. Who am I? Who have I become? And who must I become so this never happens again? That's where the real journey started. Not back to her, but forward to himself. He rebuilt everything. His mind, sharpened with discipline and purpose. His body, forged in sweat and silence. His spirit, steeled by solitude. He stopped chasing women and started chasing legacy. The Stoics believed virtue was the only true wealth, and this man began stacking it like currency. Patience, focus, strength, control. He didn't need attention anymore. He didn't need validation. He walked into every room knowing exactly who he was. And when you become that man, everything changes. Women notice, opportunities multiply, but he's not moved by it. He's grounded, because he finally sees he was never meant to be broken. He was meant to be built. And now, he's unstoppable. If you're ready to become the man your pain was trying to reveal, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise through the fire. Before, he let emotion make decisions for him. He acted on impulse. He trusted too fast. He forgave too easily. And every time, it cost him. But that version of him is dead now, because once you've been burned by your own feelings, you learn to value logic like your life depends on it. The Stoics taught that emotions are clouds, and reason is the clear sky. You don't ignore feelings. You observe them, question them, master them. Now he studies people. He watches behavior, not words. He understands patterns. He doesn't assume, he analyzes. Love doesn't blind him. Lust doesn't trap him. Guilt doesn't move him. He sees through manipulation, through emotional games, through false intimacy. Because once you elevate your mind, no one can lower you again. He doesn't hate emotion. He just refuses to let it steer the ship. Logic is now his compass. And with that clarity, he makes fewer mistakes. He chooses wisely. He walks with intention. He's no longer a slave to the storm. He's the eye of it. If you're ready to let go of emotional chaos and rule your mind like a king, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose logic over impulse. Most people are addicted to noise, to validation, to attention, to emotional highs. But he let all of that go. He found strength in the silence, clarity in the stillness. He doesn't need a crowd to feel worthy. His confidence isn't built on compliments, it's built on character. That's what Stoicism does. It strips away everything that isn't you, so you can finally meet the man you were meant to be. And yes, it's a lonely road, but it's free from lies, free from games, free from people who only show up when it's convenient. He walks alone now, but he walks tall, and every step is his own. If you're ready to walk the higher path, even if it's lonely, because peace is more powerful than company, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk the path of Stoicism.